Hi, this is Matt Stone of 180 Degree Health, and I'm going to get a little technical on you guys today. Today we're going to talk about socks. Adidas, Nike, just regular Fruit of the Loom, some of my favorite. No, actually we're talking about SOCS, S-O-C-S. It's an acronym that stands for Suppression of Cytokine Signaling. And anyway, the suppression of cytokine signaling molecules here are something that your body releases in response to inflammation, particularly that which comes from a type of eicosanoid cytokine called interleukin-6. Now, why is that important, and why am I saying such absurd-sounding words today? Interleukin-6 is something that we know your body produces a lot more of, depending on your ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 in your diet. Now, that's been a hot topic at 180 Degree Health lately, and we talked about that omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, which is really all the rage, and why people are taking a bunch of omega-3. But the problem is not that we're consuming too little omega-3, but too much omega-6. That's what's actually upsetting the balance. We're never meant to eat an average of 20 grams of omega-6 polyunsaturated fat a day like a typical American male does. The reason that we do consume so much of this is because we consume vegetable oils. We have for the last century. Margarine, shortening, vegetable oils for salads, vegetable oils for frying. We've increased our nut consumption. Since 1909, we've increased poultry consumption by 278%. Poultry is the most concentrated source of omega-6 of any animal food. Peanut butter. I mean, we are obsessed with friggin' peanut butter in the United States. I know in other countries you get into your peanut butter as well. Maybe a little bit more into the Nutella, but still nutty, pasty things that are really, really high in omega-6. So all those dietary changes were really, really significant because they build up a larger concentration of omega-6. This is, really dose-dependent. The more omega-6 you have in your body tissues, I guess I should start one step back. The more omega-6 you consume in relation to omega-3, the more omega-6 you have in your tissue. The more omega-6 you have in your tissue, the more inflammation that you produce, and that inflammation comes in the form of interleukin-6. Now, why is this so important? Why am I talking about this today and giving you a headache with all these big words? The bottom line is that SOCS, the suppression of cytokine signaling, is secreted in response to that interleukin-6 to shut it down. Because the interleukin-6, it comes in and boom, it hits the infection or whatever is in your body, and it floods it with this molecule, which is really designed to, it has a very important purpose and an important role. We need inflammation. We need a firefighting squad. We need an army. The problem is that when you have a really high tissue concentration of omega-6, you produce too much interleukin-6. So it's kind of like, let's say you have a guy that you want to take out. You hire your sniper, and you expect your sniper to go in, and ideally the sniper would use maybe a lethal injection or maybe a really high-powered rifle from a long distance, silencer on that thing, because you just want to take out that guy. You want it to be discreet. You don't want anybody to know about it. In the body with too much interleukin-6, the Army uses instead of hiring a sniper to go do the job, or maybe the sniper, he uses a bazooka or maybe a nuclear bomb to take out one threat. That's the problem. That does a lot of collateral damage, and you increase your production of this suppression of cytokine signaling. The SOCS come in to save the day, and that is important because SOCS have the strongest connection, along with cortisol, which is secreted in response to inflammation as well, of any known biochemical in the body with leptin resistance. Again, leptin resistance is probably the single most important hormonal anomaly that's going on in the world today. It's a huge epidemic. It's behind obesity. It's behind the epidemic of low body temperature, which leads to, let's see, Mark Starr wrote a book about that. He had a chapter on symptoms. It was I think 83 pages, maybe 85 pages long. It was somewhere in the 80s. It was a long chapter. Okay, just to describe the symptoms of having a low body temperature. Leptin resistance leads to greater levels of hunger. It leads to higher elevated triglycerides in the bloodstream. It basically leads to metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome really is the mass epidemic of the 21st century. And so knowing what causes and what cures and alleviates and overcomes leptin resistance is probably going to be the most major discovery of the 21st century of nutrition, health, medicine, etc. And so, yeah, I would say it's pretty important that how much omega-6 you consume. If consuming a lot of omega-6 causes you to produce a lot of the substance that interferes with leptin's function and makes you leptin resistant. So anyways, very important new topic, something I recently come across, and I'm all pumped up about it and wanted to share it with you guys. But that's certainly going to be front and center, hot topic in the new weight loss ebook that I got coming out, the revision of 180 degree metabolism. So anyways, that's it for me today. Look for more of that coming in blog posts and videos and all that kind of stuff. And anyways, yeah, that's it. Talk to you soon.